Tonight, the skies have opened up. Who's benefiting and who's hurting from massive mid-July rain, and how does it stack up historically? Plus, the 4th of July has come and gone. Should fireworks in the city also become a thing of the past? And later.
I'm Allie Kaiser. The Montana Department of Justice welcomes new members of a team that will provide spiritual support and comfort to law enforcement officers and other staff members.
From Montana's news leader, this is the MTN 530 News.
Good evening and thanks for trusting KRTV for your 530 News. I'm Tim McGonigal. We begin tonight with the rainfall. It's hard to believe it's the middle of July, but the skies have opened up, leaving many parts of Montana soaked and temperatures struggling to surpass the 50-degree mark. We'll have more on how much rain we've received this month and how farmers are reacting in a moment. But first, let's send things over to Chief Meteorologist Ryan Dennis in the Storm Tracker Weather Center to see just how long this wet weather might be sticking around.
Thanks, Tim. We have been dealing with cool and wet weather today, weather that's more typical of September or October, not the middle of July. A bit drier around the Helena area, just some scattered showers today, but in north central Montana, we have had off and on rain throughout the day. And some of the rain that has fallen has been moderate to heavy at times. We're still seeing some good moisture falling right now, especially in locations east of I-15, but the precipitation has started to taper off just a little bit. Temperatures have been stuck in the 50s for most of today, and right now we are in the 50s and the lower 60s in most spots, and these temperatures are significantly cooler than the temperatures were yesterday at this time, as much as 40 degrees cooler in portions of Montana. It's also been breezy throughout the day today, but that wind has started to diminish over the past few hours, so just a little bit breezy right now. But how long is this rainy and cool weather going to be sticking around? I'll let you know my full forecast in just a few minutes.
As we said, a glimpse outside and a glimpse at the calendar may have people a bit confused with all this mid-July rainfall. And the extreme precipitation is bound to set records in parts of the Treasure State for this time of year. MTN meteorologist Eric Johnson goes inside the numbers for a closer look.
The rain continues to pile up across central Montana, breaking rainfall records across the area. Tuesday, July 15th is now the wettest day of 2025 so far, surpassing 77 hundredths that fell on May 5th. Now, July is generally a drier month in our region, so it is extremely rare for that to happen in July. We will likely surpass the daily rainfall record for July 15th of 88 hundredths set back in 1950. Now, it's been over 12 years since we've received this much rain in a single July day. This heavy rainfall is thanks to a very wet low-pressure system that moved in from British Columbia right over Montana. You can see the counterclockwise rotation of that low-pressure system centered over northwest Montana. Now, this system also brought record cool weather to the Treasure State. Many locations, including Great Falls, Helena, Havre, and Lewistown, will set or tie record low high temperatures. Glasgow might also see a new record low high temperature for July 15th. Now enjoy this cooler wetter weather while it lasts, because we'll return to more typical July temperatures by the weekend. Reporting in Great Falls, I'm Eric Johnson, MTN News.
Well, one group that's keeping a close eye on the skies is Montana's farming and ranching community. MTN's Anissa Coomer spoke with ag experts to see where this rain is both beneficial and where it could be detrimental.
In the middle of Montana's hot, dry summer, the sound of rainfall is usually good news. For grazing pastures, the moisture is a much-needed boost, greening up fields, softening brittle grass, and lowering chances of wildfires.
For the most part, rain in the middle of July in Montana is a good thing.
Montana Farmers Union President Walter Schweitzer says many hay growers were keeping a close eye on the forecast and planned ahead to avoid damage to freshly cut hay.
Growers were kind of anticipating it and probably quit cutting hay down until this rain came through.
But it's a different story for some grain producers like malting barley and winter wheat. With harvest already underway, too much rain could lower crop quality.
It can bleach the grain and it can impact the falling numbers, which is what the grain trade uses to determine the quality of the wheat to pay the price.
Schweitzer says with the current low winter wheat prices, the financial damage might not be as severe.
And they're not really paying much of a premium for good quality winter wheat. It's probably not going to have that much of an adverse impact.
Any rain in Montana's semi-arid climate is still a positive, especially for pastures and future soil health. For now, producers are grateful for moisture, but are keeping a close eye on their harvest windows. In Great Falls, I'm Anissa Coomer, MTN News.
A verdict has been issued in a case related to an infant that was severely abused in 2009. Last night, a Cascade County jury issued an $11.2 million verdict for Sarah Wilson. Wilson was beaten by her father's live-in girlfriend, Alicia Hochter, in February of 2009. That incident left the then 6-month-old child permanently blind and with a severe traumatic brain injury requiring full-time care. Hochter was found guilty in a 2010 trial and sentenced to 30 years in prison. During the trial, Wilson's attorney, Rafe Graybill, argued the state knew as early as December 28, 2008 that Sarah was being abused. In a press release, he said the verdict also recognizes the importance of properly investigating child abuse and protecting children when the abuse has occurred. Great Falls attorney Max Davis represented the state in the trial and told MTN he was disappointed in the verdict, but respects the process. We have an update on the arrest of a man in Helena by federal immigration officers. A federal judge has lifted an order that was keeping Christopher Martinez Marvin detained in Montana. This body camera footage obtained by MTN showed his arrest on July 1st. That judge also denied a petition from the United States District Court for Montana to assume jurisdiction of Martinez Marvan. Martinez is a Mexican citizen who lived in Helena with his wife, who is a U.S. citizen, and their children. His lawyers in the petition had asked he be released, alleging his detention violated the Fourth Amendment. Judge Dana Christensen ruled that his court did not have jurisdiction over the detention of Martinez, noting that the authority lies with an immigration court or the U.S. Court of Appeals. At tonight's City Commission work session, commissioners will begin discussions regarding fireworks within city limits. City Commissioner Rick Tryon has been vocal in his desire to ban fireworks within city limits beginning in 2026. He hopes that the matter will be on the ballot in November, providing ample time for public debate. Fireworks sellers say that a city ban would not fix anything, but simply move the issues.
People they'd move out further, and that would be in the county and become more of a county problem as far as fires and stuff like that. I think on the fire safety, it's a little safer in town.
Commissioner Tryon reiterates that Tuesday's work session is just the beginning of discussions and no decisions will be made haphazardly. A brand new chaplaincy program with the Montana Department of Justice is now officially up and running. According to Montana Attorney General Austin Knudsen, the department has never had a chaplaincy program to provide spiritual support and comfort for their employees. But after a swearing-in ceremony today, that has changed. MTN's Allie Kaiser introduces us to one of the chaplains to see what the program will offer.
Pledge to serve all members of the Montana Department of Justice.
They may not wear similar badges or law enforcement uniforms.
I will always strive to be a source of strength.
But these roughly 10 men and women are all now officially employees of the Montana Department of Justice.
I'm excited, very excited.
Scott Falkowski is a part-time pastor at Mount Helena Community Church.
I believe I've been blessed with an ear to listen.
Listening to staff with the DOJ is just one part of the work the chaplains will do. They will also share resources, assist on incidents, lead prayers, and provide trainings.
We have a lot of professionals here at the Montana Department of Justice that deal with a lot of trauma. This is stuff that you can't just leave at the office.
The chaplaincy program will provide support to all DOJ employees. Some, like Montana Highway Patrol troopers and investigators with the Division of Criminal Investigations, regularly experience trauma.
Taking care of them spiritually and mentally is a huge component of their well-being.
Religious background does not matter. The chaplaincy program is a support tool for whoever may need it. A group of helpers on call and spread out all across the state.
My whole goal is to help people become whole, become, healed from instances, or at least be on the journey towards healing.
A journey towards healing and help for men and women who devote their lives to helping others themselves.
Everyone needs the opportunity to find healing.
Now, if you would like to get involved in the chaplaincy program, you can visit this story on our website. In Helena, I'm Allie Kaiser, MTN News.
The groundwork has been laid for potential major cuts at the Department of Education. Coming up, the impact it could have around the country.
Download your free KRTV News app and take MTN News with you. From Montana's news leader, you're watching the MTN 530 News.
President Trump received a major victory on Monday at the Supreme Court, paving the way for 1,400 people to lose their jobs at the Department of Education. A lower court judge previously said that these cuts would likely cripple the department. While this doesn't eliminate the department, it could have major impacts going forward. Scripps News Group's Joe St. George reports.
The Supreme Court just handed President Trump another victory, this time involving his plan to downsize the Department of Education. So what does that mean for your child's education? For one, the ruling from the Supreme Court does not outright eliminate the Department of Education. Only Congress can do that. However, because the department has historically been the smallest cabinet agency with only around 4,000 employees, a cut of around 1,400 staffers could hamper tasks still handled by the department. In a statement, Education Secretary Linda McMahon said, "Today the Supreme Court again confirmed the obvious. The President of the United States, as the head of the executive branch, has the ultimate authority to make decisions about staffing levels, administrative organization, and day-to-day operations of federal agencies." President Trump, for his part, writing on Truth Social, "The United States Supreme Court has handed a major victory to parents and students across the country by declaring the Trump administration may proceed on returning the functions of the Department of Education back to the states." The Supreme Court ruling is the most recent ruling giving authority to President Trump to downsize the federal government as he wishes. Last week, the High Court signed off on a separate request to downsize other agencies. Democracy Forward, a group that opposes President Trump's efforts, says the U.S. Supreme Court today delivered a significant blow to public education in America, effectively allowing President Trump's attempt to dismantle the U.S. Department of Education to proceed while a case challenging the unlawful cuts is considered. As for what is next for the department, the expectation is that Secretary of Education Linda McMahon will work to shift some current responsibilities of the department to other cabinet agencies. Meanwhile, a coalition of 24 states sued the Department of Education on Monday over $6.8 billion in funding that the Trump administration has recently withheld, money that helps schools pay for programs like after-school care.
If this latest federal action goes unchecked, our students, our families, our schools, and our communities will absolutely suffer.
Joe St. George, Scripps News Group, Washington.
The Department of Defense is teaming up with artificial intelligence companies. The Chief Digital and Artificial Intelligence Office announced contracts with leading AI giants. These include Anthropic, Google, OpenAI, and xAI. Each company is being given up to $200 million to help the agency adopt AI to address critical national security challenges.
It has been a rainy day today, especially in north central Montana, but how much longer are we going to have to deal with this rain? I'll let you know my full forecast right after the break.
Storm Tracker weather starts now with Chief Meteorologist Ryan Dennis.
Welcome back, everyone. It has been a rainy, cool, and breezy day today in north central Montana, and I'll get to the rain and the cool temperatures in just a little bit, but we've also been dealing with a lot of smoke today from Canadian wildfires in north central Montana. For a lot of today, in portions of north central Montana, the air quality has been unhealthy for everyone or unhealthy for sensitive groups. The air quality has actually been improving a little bit over the past couple of hours, but it's still unhealthy for sensitive groups in Great Falls, in the moderate category within the rest of north central Montana. As we go through this evening and tonight, for a lot of areas, just a little bit hazy, but from Cut Bank down to Great Falls and over towards Havre, this is where we are going to see the thickest smoke overnight tonight. So the air quality in this area may be unhealthy for sensitive groups or unhealthy for everyone at times. Heading into tomorrow, still dealing with haze during the morning, but as we go through tomorrow morning, that haze should decrease. So once we get into the afternoon and the evening, most locations should have moderate to good air quality with just a little bit of haze, especially in the northeastern part of the state. Temperatures right now are in the 50s in most locations, so it is significantly cooler than it was yesterday at this time. In portions of Montana, it's almost 40 to 45 degrees cooler right now than it was 24 hours ago. And it has been breezy throughout the day today as well, with sustained wind speeds between 10 and 25 miles per hour. And since that wind has been coming out of the north or the northeast in most spots, that's why that wildfire smoke from Canada has been able to work its way into our area. On the Opportunity Bank of Montana weather camera in Helena, there have been some scattered showers around today, but really a lot of today has been overcast and dry. In Great Falls, on the Great Falls Clinic iCam, we have had overcast skies throughout the day, and it has been raining for basically the entire day today as well. These are some of the rain totals that we have received so far today as of 4 p.m. In Great Falls, we have received 1.14 inches of precipitation, and this is the wettest July 15th on record in Great Falls. Just under an inch in Cut Bank, only 0.07 of an inch in Helena, and then close to 3/4 of an inch in Lewistown. Taking a look at satellite and radar, it's been a wet day today in north central Montana with off and on rain throughout the day, and some of that rain has been moderate to heavy at times. Around the Helena area, just some scattered showers. We're still seeing that moisture right now, especially in locations east of I-15. As we go through this evening, showers are likely within north central Montana. Overnight tonight, showers will continue, but they will gradually taper off from west to east as the night goes on. For tomorrow, a few lingering showers are possible. Most locations will be dry. We'll start the day off with overcast skies, and there are going to be areas of fog around tomorrow morning as well, and some of that fog may be dense. But as we go through tomorrow morning, that fog will eventually burn off, and as we head into the afternoon and the evening, the skies will clear out. So we will end tomorrow with a good amount of sunshine, especially in western portions of north central Montana as well as in the central part of the state. This is how much additional precipitation is possible as we go through tonight and into tomorrow. Most locations will receive less than 1/4 inch of additional precipitation, but a few spots may receive up to 1/2 inch. We've also been dealing with breezy conditions today. That wind will gradually diminish as we go through this evening and the first half of tonight. Just a light breeze during the second half of the night, and then for tomorrow, a lot less wind for most of us, but it is still going to be a little bit breezy with sustained wind speeds between 5 and 20 miles per hour. Tonight, low temperatures will be in the 40s in a lot of locations, so it will be a cool night. And then for tomorrow, it's going to be a little bit warmer than it was today. High temperatures are going to be in the mid to upper 60s and low to mid 70s.